Here's a video on how to change the oil and the oil filter on Husqvarna riding lawnmower. Specifically, I'm working on this model, and here's everything you need. Obviously, something to catch all that old oil in, a new oil filter, and here is the part number that you'll need. Some tin foil or the drain tube that comes with the mower, some oil, and some rags just to keep things clean. And then if you want a screwdriver or a putty knife or something to help get off some of those plastic clips is helpful. And then lastly, potentially you might need an oil filter wrench. Other than that, let me quickly show you how to decide what oil you need, and let's jump into this. So if we look on page 6 of the owner's manual, you can see here the oil viscosity that you should use is based on the temperature and climate that you're in. Because of where my location is, I'm going to stick with some 10W30. So step 1 here is I'm going to run the mower for about 5 minutes just to get that oil warmed up so that it'll flow out more easily, more quickly. And I'm also going to drive this riding mower onto this cardboard because I'm going to be working all on the front side, so draining the oil both from the filter and from the drain plug. So to reduce the amount of mess, I'm just going to pull this up, run it for a little bit, and then we'll get ready to jump into this. Alright, the lawnmower's warmed up here, and what I did is I turned the wheel like this so that we have more access in the space right here, because that's where we're going to drain the oil. I'm going to put my drain pan down there and have it come down on that side. So I wanted to work with the vehicle, or I guess work with the mower here, so I turned those wheels so we could have some extra space down there. So now we'll lift the front hood. If we come over here, down under here, this is where the oil will drain out. So to get access to that, we need to take off this side plastic panel. And all you need to do that is when we come underneath here, you can see there's a little retainer clip in there. So just need to pop that out. And sometimes it's easier if you just give this a little yank. And like that, it just shot out at me. So there it is. And then all we have to do is pull up on this, and it slides out. You can see on the side here, there's 2 little tabs that slide in here and here. So when you reinstall it, just be aware of that, and also watch these wires. These wires fit in the bottom part of that plastic side panel. So now we have access here, so we can get our drain pan ready and drain out this oil. And then another helpful tip is right by the side of the mower, let's just pull off that spark plug boot so there's no way that lawnmower can start while we're working on it. Alright, now that we're ready to drain the oil, what we'll do is pop this drain cap off, or this stick for the oil, and that will just help reduce the vacuuming effect that would happen if we left that on, and then it would take longer for the oil to drain out. So this will help the oil drain much quicker, and now let's drain this oil. Okay, so here's the drain plug. We pull off this black cap, and then what we're going to do is, I believe that a drain tube did come with this mower, but I don't know where it is right now, so I'm going to use a very kind of simple replacement, which is just using some tin foil to form a little channel so that it can fall into this drain pan. But yeah, all you need to do is, once you get your tube on there, or the channel, is you'll just wrap that around and then depress this in and then turn it slightly to the left, and as you can see right here, maybe you can see there's this little groove that this plug twists in, and once you twist it down all the way, you push it open and that oil will come out. Okay, so I just made a little slide for that oil to go down. Might be good to have some rags just in case, but this should work okay. Gloves might be nice too, but I don't have them, so you do what you want. Okay, so remember to turn it a little bit to the left, and then left, and then pull out. just hold this tied up with your hands so it doesn't drain too much back on. If you see that's not working too bad. So that's pretty much done. You can let it go as long as you want, of course. But once you're ready to close it up, just the exact opposite. So what we'll do is we'll push in and then turn to the right just a little bit. So I'm gonna push my channel down a little bit, push in, and then turn right. And then put that all in the drain pan. And then just get my little rag and clean up the residual oil there. Now the oil is drained. Alright, so since we're done working on this side, this is where the drain plug is. Now we can put that plastic cover back on. So remember, line up those two teeth. Make sure all your wires are caught. So let me show you. All the wires should fit in this part of the plastic trim. So get all those wires in there, just like that. And then pull it up a little bit, push it down into place so it's caught. And then put our little plastic piece in, which I'll show you. Then we just push that in. And now we can work on the other side. Okay, now on the left side of the mower, if you were sitting on it, is where the oil filter is, right down there. So again, similar fashion, we gotta take off this side paneling. So again, there's a little plastic piece down here. Let me show you. That needs to come out. And if you didn't like my destructor method where you just hit the paneling forward to get that out, you can also wedge a screwdriver underneath here or something skinny and just kind of pry at this so it comes out. And then similar, once you get that out, just pull up. This will come off. There we go. That one out. Now, just pull up, and there's the oil filter. Okay, let's get that oil filter off. So again, I'm going to use tin foil just so I can shape where this goes. Got my catch can underneath. Have those wheels turned now to the other side so I have the vehicle kind of working with me. And now let's see if we can get this off by hand. And that's a no. So, because that's the case, we're going to need an oil filter wrench. So I'm going to use this strap wrench. fit is definitely not fun. All right, get this tight now. Get my little slide here ready, and we'll crank. That's pretty loose, so I'm going to move my filter wrench out of the way. And now, get that channel ready and behind. And so far so good. I'm going to let it drain just a little bit so I don't have a complete mess on my hands. I'm just going to let that drain just for a little bit, and then we can put on the new filter. All right, oil drained from the oil filter. Now we can get our new filter. And to help it come off easily the next time, what we'll do is put some oil on this O-ring. Again, gloves are a good idea, but I guess I can't talk seeing how I'm not wearing gloves. Anyway, just put a little bit of oil around that O-ring, and then now we can put this on the filter housing. That should go in seamlessly, just like that. Get this out of the way. Okay, and even though we had to use a tool to get it off, whenever you install an oil filter, never use tools to put it back on. These things just need to be hand tight. Just like that, we're good to go. And also, obviously I didn't fill it with oil as I usually do, and you can check out some of the other videos in the card to your top right where I actually do fill up the oil filter and insert it, but because it's sideways, I obviously can't do that. So with that, let's put some oil in. All right, so with the filter done, let's put back on the side panel. Make sure that little cable there on the bottom falls through. And then get those teeth in the side and push down. Good. And then next we'll just need to insert that little plastic clip that goes down here. Just push it in. This side's done. Now let's add some oil. All right, now let's fill up the oil. So get a rag and the dipstick and some oil all handy, just so we can check it as we go. Make sure we don't underfill or overfill it. And a tip is when you pour the oil in, pour it in sideways so it doesn't slosh. All right, and I don't know exactly how much oil this takes, so I'm just going to be periodically checking it. Okay, so I'm going to keep doing this until it's full, and then we'll come back and see what it looks like, since you don't need to keep watching me do this. Alright, so we have our dipstick out after I put more oil in it. You see those two holes in the dipstick? If it's between that, the oil level, then you know you've got it pretty good. So mine's in between there, so I'm happy with that. And I used about 2 and probably 3/4 quarts, or excuse me, 1 3/4 quarts of the 10W30. So hope that's helpful. Any questions, put them in the comment section below. Check out my other videos if you want to have help with other kind of DIY sort of stuff, whether that's working on vehicles, lawnmowers, or other at-home kind of things. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask them, or if you have any helpful tips, definitely feel free to share. We're all here to help each other out. And Check out my other videos, like and subscribe. See you in the next one. Don't forget to, before we start with the lawnmower, to put our spark plug boot back on. And now we can put this down and start her up. And once you've filled the oil to the proper level, just run it, double check that there's no leaks, either by the drain bolt down here, as well as on the other side of the mower where the oil filter was. Thanks again for watching. See you in the next one.